with my paint. I'm not sure exactly how I did that, but I did. And I'm gonna have to get my white semi-gloss paint out because I ended up painting this closet ceiling semi-gloss. I always like to do that in closets because then when you have the light on, it kind of reflects and gives you a little bit extra light in your closet area in case you're trying to find something in particular in between your clothes and your hangers and all that kind of stuff. Eggshell finish on the walls, okay? And so I've got to do that. Oh, this door, this little trap door that goes up into the attic, walking type attic area up there, and I've got some storage up there too. I need to paint this door, and I'm not even gonna mess with that today. I'll probably do that tomorrow. And so, you know, there's a couple other little knick-knack things up here that I'll probably end up doing. Not very much, but I want to get that stuff all taken care of tomorrow, and then I'll be concentrating and doing everything downstairs, all the cut in and stuff. Remember this transition from the wall coming down from the here. Let's show you this again. Down the stairs, see there and across there. I've got a transition somewhere, and there's a bullnose corner here. So you've got to make a decision where to do that. And there's this one here. See, this one's like a 45 degree. This is a 90 degree. And I've already made the determination. I'm gonna go 3/4 up from the bottom up, and that's where the gray is gonna stop. And then I'm gonna continue that line. So then the gray is actually gonna finish about there. This little bit's gonna stay white. This little bit's gonna stay white. And I decided that because when I'm down here, initially I was thinking maybe taking the gray. Usually you split the bullnose trim, but I don't want to do that because if you're standing out here or right about here, you'll see that gray wrapped around the ceiling. I don't want to see that. When I'm standing out here, all I want to see is that nice white crisp ceiling going up the stairs. Okay, so I got to do that too. I got some masking tape, and I'll measure that and run some masking tape, and I'll put the gray there, and then I know I'll have to cut that in again, and I might have to get the white out too, because when you're going over spray texture knockdown, you're only going to get so straight of a line when you pull the masking tape up, and you'll see little nodules that you're going to have to be really careful and cut in with a paintbrush. You'll see if you ever do that. So you know, I'm just kind of taking my time today. I'm just doing one little thing at a time, and my next little project is this for those shelves, and then eventually, probably tomorrow, I'll put craft paper down in here, and then I've got another 6-inch mini roller that I use for the ceilings with a different nap roller cover. It's a 3/4 inch, and it's worn down a little bit, but not too bad. It's still got 1/2 inch nap on there, probably, or a little bit more. And then I'll do the top of that soffit, and then the top edge of the soffit ceiling, and that section going up to this main ceiling, and then the front of the soffit and the underneath side of the soffit. Yeah, and then the tricky part's going to be cutting in the paint on the ceiling to the scribe mold of the cabinetry. That's going to be tricky, and I may have to end up doing that twice. I'm not quite sure yet. I've already cut it in a couple times, you know, because I had to put some primer on there, and then I had to put some flat paint. So I've got 2 coats up there already, and I cut it in pretty good, but it takes your breath away, and you've got to twist and get in all kinds of contorted angles and stuff to make sure to get it up there just right and not hit the cabinets and the scribe mold and the top of the doors and all that kind of stuff. But hey, if I do, I just take my sponge and wipe it off and get that taken care of. And you know, so for the next few days, I'm going to be working down here. I've got to cut in the ceiling, you know, the wall. See how the wall is up to the ceiling? I've got to cut that in all the way along. And then I've got to paint those corbels. I'm painting those corbels the same color as the wall. And then I've got to paint the wall down to the top of the base. And actually, I keep forgetting, I've got to paint the baseboard too. Yeah, in here. And I've already got it cleaned and sanded and wiped down. Same thing with the door frames. I still have to paint those. I've already got these cleaned, then wiped down, then sanded, then wiped down, caulked. And I had to look at all of them and make sure all of them were nicely caulked and everything. And then now they're ready to be painted. So I've got to paint the door frames and all that. This door I've not even painted yet. And I've got to paint the door frame on this. This goes out into the garage. And at the time when I painted all these other doors, I thought, should I take this door off and paint that too? And I really didn't want to do that because it's a solid core door. Plus it's keeping all the cold air from the garage coming into the house. And once you paint a door, you want to let it set and cure for a couple of days before you put it back up. And plus it's going to have different hardware on it, and it's going to have different hinges on it. And so I've got to get the hinges and stuff. So this is going to be this door here is going to be one project in itself. And probably the same time I do that, this door here, I'm not going to paint this door. It's a metal clad door, and this is some different type of paint. It's because it's over metal. You don't want to take just semi-gloss latex enamel and put over there because it would peel right off. Even if you sanded this, you've got to do it at special metal type. Some paint that will go over metal. Okay, but so I'm not going to do that, but I am going to paint the door frame on the front of this. And see, this just goes outside. I'm not going to paint the outside, but I am going to take the this trim off and see how it's got the red on there, because whoever painted this door once upon a time, they painted with the door in the closed position, and they didn't want to open the door. Look, they just cut it in as best they could, and now you've got this nasty line all the way around your door. You don't want to do that. And then you get a little bit of the red on your weather stripping. You see there? You don't want to do that. You know, that's silly. And so I'm gonna end up taking this out. I'm gonna get some new stuff, and then when I get ready to paint this, then I'll paint this door trim and the door jamb just up to here, this edge. Okay, and I'm not going to touch anything from here out. Okay, that's on the exterior. So the day that I do that, I'm not sure if I'm going to take the door off the hinges and just prop the door over here and then paint the door jamb. I don't know, because it's kind of cold. We're in the winter and stuff. But it's difficult to get this painted without getting anything on the door, especially trying to get the paint into this groove. And it's very tedious and time consuming to do that without getting it on the door. It's way easier just to take the door off, take the hinges off, set it over here. And so I don't even know. I'm thinking I might just not do anything with this door until the summer. And then I can take the door out, be nice and hot outside. Then I can paint the door jamb and the door trim. and let it dry all day long, and then I can gently, carefully plop the door back on here. Okay, I should be able to do that, no problem. So I think that's what I'm gonna do on that one. And then this one here, I'm just gonna cut around it for right now. I'm not even gonna mess with this. Actually, I will cut in this trim around the edge and then just let the paint kind of taper and just brush it off, so at least I get this edge painted, you know, before I cut it in. That way, when I paint this later, I'll just paint it from this edge over, and this will already be cut in. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so few things I've got to do. Here's a little trap door thing. There's a fire sprinkler system in each individual condo, and I sanded this, and this thing was rubbing down at the end. They always seem to rub, so they're just installed with a couple screws on both sides. I took some screws out and lifted this side, and it lifted the edge of the bottom, and now this thing fits nice. Didn't take me that long to do that, and I nicely sanded that off. Then I'm going to paint this with the eggshell finish on the wall, from the wall, and it will kind of blend in, and we'll probably get some sort of picture. I'd like to get a picture or something and hang it right there to cover that up. You know what I mean? There's an idea for you. Then you don't have to see that. Okay, but I better get going. It's getting late in the afternoon, and I gotta get this little thing done. Hey, if I can do it, of course you can too.